Alright. Being the new year is upon us and whatever else. Or maybe we already had our new year and blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Energy. If it doesn't directly affect you, unfortunately, we're not going to be allowed to have too much energy to exert on things that don't directly affect us. So the things that we're told to care about, that we have to pay attention to, like politics and all that other crap, we're going to have to withdraw from. And that's been a hard task for me to do because Sagittarius ascending and stellium, social justice is a huge thing for us. And again, astrology doesn't talk about that. But the astrology racism would come, is social justice for it? Okay, anyway. Channeling it into your own community. Locally is going to be a thing. Spread good ideas online. Absolutely don't stop the commenting. Don't stop calling people out for being dipshits. But the internet's about to die. And the AI will kill it. It's so freaking hilarious. It's, it's how we communicate with each other and find new business endeavors and potential partnerships and whatever else, but it's going to die. And AI is going to kill it. The bots are killing it. Everything constructed under patriarchy is on the chopping block. It's in the meat grinder, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So local community is huge. Because I don't think they're going to have any success with blocking the sun out. They're going to try. They're going to poison the hell out of us while they do it. But it's going to be a little... if the chemicals are going to kill the people, what's the point of blocking out the sun if you're just going to kill the people anyway? Because then they can't have control of the people. The people that are, under mass surveillance, under the electrical system through AI and whatever else is going on. If the system goes down, they don't get to surveil us anymore. Which is why they're making extra special adjustments at the House of the Whites at the moment. They had plans for what they did. The problem was they didn't circumvent it with the public first. They did not gain the public approval. They just went ahead and did it and then stuck Trump holding the freaking... Yeah, I get the distinct feeling that not even the elites like Trump because they keep sticking it to him, having to leave him holding all the freaking balls. It's funny, but it's not funny. I get it. But, at the same time, he's a meat puppet. He's just a meat puppet, and we bought his grinder, Upa Bays. Dude, the jokes literally write themselves. Don't give me credit for that. The fucking jokes write themselves. It's all right there. Okay, love you, bye. Okay, back to the energy shift. Readjustment. So we're going to have to get off the World Wide Webs. We're going to have to get local. We're going to have to get real people. And that won't come until after, I think, February 20th. That's when the urgency is going to hit the fan. The trick is to have our energetic-ish together. Now I chose not to swear. Trying to get my message across. The energetic-ish has to get together before the February of the 20th arrives because, well, number one, the year of the snake ends on the 27th, or the 17th, I apologize. The 17th of February, the year of the horse starts in China. So that's fire energy. That is forward movement. That is chariot, busting ass, anyway, I realize Chinese and Japanese cultures are severely different in many ways, but the workhorse is a huge thing in their culture, and they too have abused it horrifically to, people also unaliving themselves in a large number because of what they're put through in their social work structures. Okay, so there's your rabbit hole for the day, if that's what you're curious about. It's the year of the sun in Western, I guess you could say, astrology. And then, what's around February? February 20th, Saturn and Neptune meet at the same degree, 0 of Aries. It's going to be intense, it's going to be hot, it's going to be heated, people are going to want to get shit done. And this is why it's important to think about what you want for your future. Excuse me, pardon me, sorry, I apologize. Racking it around today, doing the things. So, I wanted to get this in though before it leaves my mental state. I do have lists, it's just I have too many things. I have a lot of irons in the fire. How about that? Figuring it all out, trying to lead the way locally, and online, and also, bringing in people from various spaces to, give an energetic expansion to, if you will. I guess you could call it that. So, even if the internet does die, hopefully that this will stay, and whoever needs it gets it whenever they need it. But the idea is that the structures that are now starting to crumble are going to cause panic and disarray. So the best thing, if you found this channel, you're already an energy worker. I already put that intent out there. You actually know how energy works. And there's so few of us, and I comprehend that, and it's okay, and I hugs and kisses and all that good stuff. But if we can comprehend, that this structure is failing, we can also begin to build a new structure on safety and whatever else. So when we have this thing that's crumbling and whatever else, rather than have to witness it, we can start building right at our feet. And that means, communities who know how to grow food, communities who know how to barter, communities who know how to give and take, rely on one another, communicate in a respectful, sovereign manner where nothing is being forced on everybody else. We're just helping out as humans. We're not helping out as some sort of religious narrative. We're not helping out on a political narrative. We are being human that are assisting each other. This is what they have spent billions and billions of dollars to deconstruct in humanity, is the connection. Is the person standing in front of me breathes air, pumps blood, well, doesn't pump it, but circulates blood, has a mom, has a dad, has feet, okay, maybe I'm getting too specific, but human with needs and wants like everybody else, okay? Human. So if we get down to that level of humanity without allowing ourselves to be, there's a little chickadee. They're great community birds. They do a very good job of protecting the community. So maybe get in contact with other people of like mind that are going to need to form local communities. When we have a narrative that deviates from religion, politics, science, whatever it is, when we have a narrative that leaves all that storytelling BS behind about how we should, could, or would be in the world, we begin to explore how it is that we are naturally in the world, how we show up as ourselves, not as psychology wants us to, not how mom and dad wanted us to, not how your boss wants you to, not how this, that, and how you authentically show up, and just without a second thought to it, start finding your place in the ecosystem immediately without having to be overlorded without having to have instruction, without having to have all these tasks and whatever else. Yeah, there's going to be stuff that's unpleasant for you to do. That's just a fact of life, abso-fucking-lutely. But there is something community-wise that you add that's only uniquely from you. And that's what we've been denied. So staying curious, staying open, staying in those spaces of, I'm not going to step into the state of urgency like the assholes above me want me to, because they're not above me. It's an illusion. They're being meat puppeted by people who aren't even in the same fucking building. And the handlers that are being paid a lot of money can't even get them in for a reasonable doctor's appointment, much less a fucking pair of shoes that fits, okay? This is the system that we've been falling for this entire time. And now all of a sudden, we're going to have to deal with the fact that this isn't it. We have to focus on something else, okay? And it's not we're going to ignore the people that the system is raking over the coals. No, we're going to ignore the systems itself. We're going to ignore the systems. This is a very crucial concept that the globe needs to, right now. We need to let it break through. Okay, this whole slave master narrative needs to fuck all the way off. Okay? You're a human being. You deserve to be here. Period. The end. No one gets to negate that. Okay? If you are talking to someone who wants to negate anyone's existence for blah, 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 we don't even have the death penalty in very many states in the U.S. We don't even negate the murderers. So why are we negating people who are vulnerable? It's the stupidest shit on the planet. Stop falling for it. Just let it go. Let that narrative fall away. But we do need to be diligent about not letting the people that do need the assistance, that do need the help, that do have, like, whatever. Because eventually it's going to be all of us. Eventually it's going to be everyone. There's no stopping that. There's no preventing that. They will siphon and parasite the entirety of the globe before giving up their game. Okay. It's a tough pill to swallow. I get it. But they're not going to turn around one day and be like, maybe I should grow a conscience. No. They are more preoccupied with growing slaves in bags to keep on slaving away. They are more preoccupied with creating a clone race where they can just fuck themselves over the coals all by themselves. They don't need us to tell them that that's what they're doing. They're just going to do it like they're doing to themselves right now. They're literally, we just need to step back and be like, okay, if that's where you want the system to go, that's fine. But, like, at the same time, we're over here still existing, deserving to be here. So you're going to have to deal with that too. Because if you want all the power and control, you're going to have all this responsibility. And they're not going to like that. They're not going to like that. Okay. So that's where it stands now. But we need a game plan so we have a community together that supports one another, that cares for one another, that doesn't dismiss people who are just simply different. What else? And if you're panicking because you don't know how to barter because you've worked in this weird patriarchal system your entire life, don't panic. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be like, oh my god, I don't have anything to offer. This is bullshit. Just drop that bullshit right now. So focus on what lights you up, though. And if it is art, maybe it's art for a little while, but sometimes in that expression, in that safe space of creativity, right, we get into those spaces where it's like, oh, this is where I was told I wasn't safe, but it's coming out in my artwork. those places and feelings and emotions where I wasn't safe. That's going to lead you to the path that lights you up. And it'll light your path too. So allow those things to bubble up how they need to bubble up. If you're a writer, write some poetry. If you're a singer, sing some song. If you are a whatever the hell it is, get into the creative flow, and that will come in. It'll just automatically come in. Okay. We don't have junk DNA. Okay. We just have DNA that nobody's been allowing us to have memories of or access to or whatever the hell it is. Okay. It's all there. It just needs to be remembered. It needs to have a calm nervous system in order to come forth. And that's what they continuously rob from us every single freaking day with every single solitary modality. And we just need to turn around and tell those things to fuck all the way off, because they don't have control over you. Don't. We just have this perception that they do. And the more of us wake up to us, the more successful we're going to be in having those systems fuck all the way off. Okay. It's a strength in numbers thing, not a, hey, I'm scared of things that actually don't mean anything and just have created this illusion of enslavement over my head. And I have an innate worthiness that they've been telling me I don't have, but I do have it, because they wouldn't have spent trillions of zillions of dollars trying to suppress that within each one of us. Okay. They're not going to spend money on something if it's not serving them. So if they're spending money on controlling, manipulating, and creating a trauma narrative for the general population, well, then we best get ourselves out of trauma, because that's where the power is. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Okay? Then, getting comfortable in the unknown. Getting comfortable in new modalities. Getting comfortable in places that... Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And I don't mean like in a, inhumane weather way. I don't mean inhumane as in like somebody torturing you. I mean in a way where you're like, this is new territory, not just for me, but for everybody on the globe. This is new. This is different. This is something that we've never had access to. We need to get comfortable with that. We need to get comfortable in that unknown, because that's where everything is birthed. We need to get into a willingness, ableness, blissfulness of existence, rather than letting literal toxic narratives, not just the ones that you created in your own head, the shit that you've allowed to seep in from parental authority, whatever it is. All that stuff needs all of it. Not just one or two toxic, all of it. All of it needs to go. All of it needs to go. We have this weird conception that, at some point we were taught some decent things. Those decent things were made to look, feel, and behave like they were decent because they were given to us by authority figures. Not because they were actually decent. Okay? You tell a freaking 5-year-old to sit 8 hours quietly in a freaking classroom because it's the civil thing to do, and anything else needs medication. You're an asshole. You're worse than an asshole. You're a worthless pile of demonic crap. Okay, forgetting your own childhood, forgetting who you were, forgetting those moments where you're like so overcome by wonder and awe about the world, and somebody else comes along and tells you need to sit down and shut up. That's a terrible thing to do to anyone, much less an innocent being who's done fuck all here as of yet. And then we can't understand why some people grow up to be complete psychopaths. Weird. So, get back to the classroom. Envision yourself in the classroom, telling the teacher that you're going to go outside and play. She's like, you can't go outside and play. It's ABC time. And you're like, I'll learn ABCs later. I need to go outside and play right now. Thank you. And fucking get out. Imagine your little self leaving the classroom and going out and exploring the things you wanted to explore when you were little. Uninhibited. Okay? Whatever it is that you were curious about, you got to satisfy. Okay? Within reason. Don't be a dick. Okay? I wanted to see how high my sister could squeal if I brought, like a worm into the house or something. Not torturous dick shit. Like, kind, generous. Exploration, curiosity. Those things. Learning about the environment so you can help it along rather than sabotage the crap out of it. Which is why they wanted to keep you indoors. Because if they kept you outdoors, you might notice some shit about nature. So, keeping the creativity flowing, keeping that open, and setting yourself, sorry, I got berry in my shake, I think I will. Anyway, and it's still there, okay. So, when we have this narrative that we have to be performing, sitting still, blah, 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 okay, if we can just be still with that for a few minutes and continue to ask why, like a noxious little kid. You ask why. You ask why. Okay. And you'll notice in the body when you ask why, where the rage comes up is where you were suppressed as a child. When you ask why and you get hot behind the collar, it's where somebody suppressed you in childhood and told you not to ask questions and told you a bunch of horseshit and lies and whatever else just to get you complacent and compliant. You're welcome. Now, when we can sit as an adult with our inner child and ask why did this need to happen? Why did they even frickin'? When it was for power and control. It wasn't for anything else. And that's something that's like, makes us fearful of power and control, which is the exact design. That's how it's just, they want to make you afraid of power and control by calling it power and control. What it is enslavement and suppression. That's what it is. It's enslavement and suppression. Okay. They've only got the illusion of control, not the actual. Because if they had control, they wouldn't need mass surveillance. Excuse me. If they had actual control, they wouldn't need to poison the crap out of us and then poison us again and call it medicine. They wouldn't need to torture the crap out of us with all these horrific stories and these manufactured belief systems. They wouldn't need any of that if they had any power and control. They wouldn't need it. The truth does not need your participation. And they are busting their ass, putting billions and trillions of dollars into our freaking control. And all we need to do is just set the freaking thing down and say, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to pay to have my water poisoned. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going into huge amounts of debt just to be a slave to another debt system. It's crazy, insane, just, and it is devastating, I will give you that. It is just like, oh my god, you couldn't have come up with anything else? Because, like, generations of BS could happen behind this dude. Not to mention, the dude that was the ringleader had 13 heart transplants. Did you catch a fucking clue, kids? It's not good for even your health. What the hell are you doing? This is right, Lily Lou? Lily Lou. She's like, I don't get it either. You people are nuts. Okay, so it's not even good for them. So just how we've done things to keep the power and control, so we can feel superior for 5 seconds and then have to go bust our ass and pay billions of dollars to feel good for 5 seconds. And then have to have 13 heart transplants. Ka-chunk. Okay, kids. Not one of those people is looking good. Not one of them. So whatever they think the baby sacrifice is good for, it's beyond me. So either we really, really don't know, or these people done be just going off some traditional narrative their daddy should have put down a long time ago. And yes, I mean not on purpose. So, where are we going to go when the shitteth hitteth the fanneth? Who are we gonna call? Not Ghostbusters. This is the time where we call Ghostbusters right now. We're gonna get rid of some ghosts, get down to reality, have your tribe at your side, and then plan accordingly. Get things rocking and rolling. Don't stress out, don't panic. Just one step at a time. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna grow. This is how we're gonna proceed. This is how we're gonna support one another. Start creating those plans and those narratives now. Start planting those seeds now. I know it's winter in the northern hemisphere, and it's harvest season almost in the southern, so. But start now. Start thinking about what it is. Because I don't think even the politicians are immune from this now. Billionaires will continue to just crumble. We know what happens in a cluster B formula. We know what happens already. We know what happens in those places, those spaces. Once everybody pulls their pentacles and their time and attention back, they eat themselves. So just hold the line. That's all I can tell you. And it's gonna look worse than it actually is. As long as you deconstruct yourself in here, and then physically deconstruct. Physically pull your time, attention, pentacles, resources back from the entire system. The entire system. Okay? And if I have to spell that out for you, holy shit. What the hell are you even? I don't know how you found this place, but you have to let go of everything. It's got to go. We cannot take anything with us into the future. Not a damn thing. Breathe into it. It's all going to be okay. But again, if we take this noxious energy, any sort of it, into the future, we will not survive much longer. So, for the children being born today, let's make some good choices on their behalf, pretty please. Pretty please. They deserve a better life than we had, right? That's why we're here, to make sure that future generations don't have to go through the same ish. Okay. And yeah, this charge is huge. But the energy is supporting us right now. So we're going to do what we can. Okay. All you natural born leaders out there, this is it. This is your time. I know you're looking at the hot mess going, but they hear ya. But you've had the rough. You've had the dire you've had the chaos, the trauma, the utter despair, and whatever else that goes with this calling. So, no excuses. You know how to handle this. You know exactly how to handle this. You've been training your whole life for it. You just haven't allowed yourself to reflect on those aspects yet. So if you've gotten this far, like if you're 40, you've done some pretty cool shit. Because you didn't let the system vet you off the planet, which is exactly what it's trying to do. Take those deep feelers, those deep thinkers, and say, so, no, if we're here, we're supposed to be here. Everybody's supposed to be here. Okay. And yeah, we can grieve for our lost brethren and sisters for what the system has done to them, and ask them to come back and energetically exist. We can do that. Okay? So, there's the last bit for the day. Put on a different I don't know what to tell you. So, I mostly put these on when I've had to stare at a screen for way too long. So this helps my screen time eyeballs rest a little bit. Learn your niche. Learn your little niche in society. Go out and do that with all your heart. Okay? That's the best remedy to fight the system, is let your heart light up like a Christmas tree and then blast it. Put it on blast for everybody to see. Yeah, it's gonna piss some people off. It'll give permission to the ones that have been waiting for permission. Okay. Until next time, darling. I love you. Keep your flame.